An NBA referee got caught betting on games he officiated. A team owner lost his franchise over a leaked phone call. A brawl spilled into the stands and players were literally throwing punches at fans who paid for tickets. These are the 5 scandals that actually shook the league to its core. Number 5. The Kobe Bryant case, 2003. Kobe was accused of sexual assault by a 19-year-old hotel employee in Eagle, Colorado during a stop before knee surgery. The case went to a preliminary hearing, made national headlines for over a year, and the criminal charges were eventually dropped after the accuser declined to testify, saying she couldn't go through with a trial. Kobe settled a separate civil suit with her and issued a public statement acknowledging the encounter, while maintaining it was consensual, saying he now understood she didn't view it that way. The case followed him through press conferences, sponsorships, and public perception for years, with some brands dropping him entirely during that stretch. It's a permanent part of his public record, and it's worth remembering honestly instead of skipping past it just because of how his story ended. Number 4. Latrell Sprewell chokes his coach, 1997. During a Golden State Warriors practice, Sprewell got into it with head coach P.J. Carlesimo over how he was being coached, and it escalated into Sprewell grabbing him by the throat and squeezing hard enough that teammates had to physically pull him off. He left the gym, cooled off for around 20 minutes, then came back and took another swing at Carlesimo in front of the entire team. The Warriors terminated the remaining 3 years of his contract immediately, and the league suspended him for a full calendar year, at the time one of the harshest punishments ever handed to an active player for an incident with a coach. An arbitrator later stepped in, reduced the suspension slightly, and reinstated part of his contract, but the damage to his name was already done. He ended up traded to the Knicks a couple years later, made an unexpected run all the way to the NBA Finals, but that one moment in a Golden State gym is still the first thing a lot of people bring up with his name, even decades later. Number 3. Donald Sterling's recorded comments, 2014. A private recording leaked of Clippers owner Donald Sterling telling his girlfriend he didn't want her bringing black people to Clippers games, referencing a photo she'd posted with Magic Johnson. The audio spread everywhere within a single day.
If you don't feel, don't come to my games. Don't bring black people and don't come.
And players around the league started openly talking about boycotting games in protest if nothing was done. New commissioner Adam Silver, only a few months into the job at that point, banned Sterling from the NBA for life and fined him $2.5 million, the maximum the league's constitution allowed at the time. Sterling initially fought the forced sale of the team in court, claiming the league had no right to force him out, but eventually gave in and sold the Clippers for $2 billion. At the time, the largest sale price in the history of North American sports franchises, it remains the most decisive punishment ever handed to an owner in league history, and it happened almost entirely because of one league private conversation nobody was ever supposed to hear. Number 2. Malice at the Palace, 2004. Pacers and Pistons are playing a normal game in Detroit. Indiana already up big in the fourth quarter. A hard foul between Ron Artest and Ben Wallace turns into a shoving match near the basket. Play stops, both benches get involved. Things start to calm down, and Artest goes and lies down on the scorer's table to cool off. Then a fan named John Green throws a cup of beer at him from the stands. Artest jumps up, goes into the stands after who he thinks threw it, grabs the wrong fan entirely, and it turns into a full brawl spreading across multiple sections. Teammate Steven Jackson follows him up to back him up. Chairs get thrown. More fans pour onto the court, some even taunting players as things spiral. Jermaine O'Neal ends up decking a fan, who charged him, later ruled self-defense by a court, though the NBA suspended him anyway. In total, 9 players got suspended for a combined 146 games and close to $10 million in forfeited salary, with Artest alone losing 73 games, nearly the entire rest of that season. It's still the ugliest scene the league has ever had, live, on national television, and it directly changed the arena security policy for every league in the country. Number 1. Tim Donaghy's betting scandal, 2007. An NBA referee was caught betting on games, including games he personally officiated, over the 2005 to 2006 and 2006 to 2007 seasons. FBI records showed hundreds of phone calls between Donaghy and 2 associates. one of whom passed his inside picks along to figures connected to the Gambino crime family. Donaghy resigned right before the story broke publicly, then pleaded guilty to federal charges of conspiracy and transmitting wagering information, and ended up serving close to a year in federal prison. This wasn't a player losing his temper or an owner running his mouth in private. This was the one person on the court whose entire job was to be neutral, secretly betting on outcomes he had direct influence over. The NBA's internal investigation admitted it couldn't contradict the FBI's findings, and even years later, some fans still go back and question specific calls from games he worked. Donaghy himself has since claimed league leadership worked to limit how deep the public story went at the time. Whether or not that part holds up, the scandal itself remains the one moment that made people genuinely question whether the games themselves could be trusted. 5 completely different scandals, 5 completely different ways the league's trust got tested. If you want more stories like this, subscribe and let me know what I should cover next.